And we're in practice session for the Dynasty Racing League main event. I am your host, David Wellborn, and at this time I am going to try to run some sound checks and everything, because apparently the last broadcast did not seem to have about half of what I was commentating on. So just bear with me, and I got to get up and get me some popcorn and a drink too. So we'll be riding around with Jordan Gonzalez here for a few. Again, just give me a few minutes. I am going AFK. And I'm back. Looks like Anthony Burroughs is at the top of the leaderboard, followed by Blake Griffith, Clay Phillips, James Pandolf is in the top 4. Brady Briggs is in the top 5 as of right now, but we still got plenty of time to go and practice. And I hope that the microphone is actually working. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but maybe somebody can let me know that there's actually sound coming out of my voice. Let's see if I can't drop into a channel real quick and get a confirmation. I believe James said he was going to go grab him something to eat, but he's on track, so I'm just going to assume, unless somebody gives me a message in Discord, that I'm actually live and broadcasting. But if anybody is actually in Discord and wants to send me a message to let me know that I'm actually being heard, now would be a great time to do it before I actually go live. We're going to see if we can't ride around a little bit here with Anthony Burroughs. Anthony didn't do too bad for the last race. Come back from 11th and ended up finishing 6th, so not too bad. And he's the fastest man on the track right now. Sean Timmerman has actually moved himself up into 3rd. Daniel Hallis, the winner of our A split race, he's currently in the 4th position. I hope that don't happen during the race there, Anthony. Just right along with Clay Phillips. He didn't do too bad at the beginning, but I think he ended up getting the short end of the stick for our A race split. Derek Pimmerman, he's on the track. He's currently in 11th position. And I'm looking for our buddy Adam Chapman. Let's see. There he is. There's Adam Chapman. He's not doing too bad. He's currently in 17th position. But he'll probably get that truck wound up here in a few. Just needs to get some little practice time in. I do like that TRN paint job he's got. And it looks like almost everybody is supporting the DRL windshield. James Pandolf is coming out onto the track. He's currently in our 6th position. And the 14th of Bradley Freeman. He's sitting there right in behind there, James. Ryan Hesgard is currently in the 13th position in the 29 truck. Almost makes me think of Halloween when I see that. There's another TRN. That's his partner, Derek Pemberton. He's the co-host of the TRN network. He's currently in 11th position. And that's the 31, and I'm going to butcher this man's name really bad. I'm going to say it's Yavid St. Ong. I know that's not right. but maybe Yevis. I don't know. Maybe we can get an interview with him here tonight and give us a correct pronunciation of his name there, so I don't butcher him too bad. Jordan Gonzalez has moved up into the 10th position as far as practice times are concerned. Richard Springer just bumped him up, or bumped him down I should say. Richard Springer took over the 10th position in the 16 truck. Oh, and he just moved out of the way to keep from hitting that truck and panicked just a little too much. But he kept it off the walls, so if he does that later on tonight in the race, he'll be alright. Brady Briggs, he ended up finishing 4th last weekend in the main event. And while I'm here, I might as well talk about this. Due to some unofficial results, Sean Timmerman was actually your winner of the main event at Daytona. Bradley Freeman ended up finishing 2nd, and Clay Phillips was 3rd. Brady Briggs was 4th, and Adam Chapman was 5th. Ooh! And that was the 81 of Derek Pemberton. And we've got a melee on the track in practice. Well, if it's gonna wreck a car or truck, right now it's about the time you want to do it. Let me jump down and see if I actually get confirmation that I'm actually speaking. You up, live, and talking. That's one confirmation. Alright, well it looks like I got confirmation that I'm actually broadcasting here. I don't know what was going on with the last broadcast, but maybe, hopefully, I've got it figured out and we will not have a problem during this broadcast. I'm going to take a quick break while I can before the broadcast. Need to take care of some personal business, but we'll be right back.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth: Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And we're back. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. Anthony Burroughs, Jordan Gonzalez, Blake Griffiths, Sean Timmerman, Clay Phillips, Alex Tilley, Daniel Hallis, David Wright, James Pandal, and Brady Briggs is your top 10 so far in practice. A little under 8 minutes, little over 8 minutes before qualifying. Anthony Burroughs is sitting a pretty good lap. He's running 22.926, and it looks like the top three are actually running 22.9s. They're just within 0.010 of a second apart from each other. So this is going to be a pretty good race up front. And as of right now, we have at least 32 cars that will be starting this field, or I should say 32 trucks. It should be a really good race. And if you're just joining us, we are at the Iowa Speedway, and we will be running 167 laps for the DRL Winter Main Series. And I don't know. I can't really tell. Oh, I need to do a quick test, gentlemen. I see it. Okay. Alright, I think I'm ready to go for this race. Thinking and knowing is two different things, but we'll see what we can't get in here. I don't know what's going on with the plaques, ladies and gentlemen, but I will be working real hard on trying to get it fixed before the next race. ATVO just has been really messing with me, but we'll try to get that fixed before next race. These drivers have went through a great opportunity to fix their individual plaques, so we're going to at least try to get that in the broadcast. I mean, they work real hard. I need to work real hard too. We are running track temperature of 73.9 degrees and air temp 74 with 6.5 mile an hour winds out of the northeast. It is a clear night and we should have a lot of good racing. Like everybody's getting ready, taking their last little bit of drinks, smoking their cigarettes, doing whatever they got to do before qualifying. Got to be in a little over 3 minutes. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Anthony Burroughs is going to grab the pole, but he didn't last race, so let's just see what he can do. He's had 88 laps of practice during the main event, so I'm pretty sure he's got a handle on the track by now. Of course, a lot of these drivers do. Every one of them just run 88 laps, either in an A split or a B split of this series. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to probably have a pretty good race. I'm looking forward to it anyway. Going to take a quick break and try to get everything in before qualifying. Let us pray. Lord, I pray as I race today, keep me safe along the way, not only me, but others too, as they perform the jobs they do. I know, God, that in a race, I, the driver, must set the pace. But in this race of life, I pray, help me, Lord, along the way. Although I know I am a sinner, help me to believe that with God, you're always a winner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose red stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gay trust, and the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we're back during qualifying, and it looks like Blake Griffith so far is currently your pole sitter. David Wright is second, Daniel Hallis is third, but anything can change. We're currently riding around with Martin Wenzel, and he just completed his lap, and looks like he's gonna be placed in about the 7th position. And I'm looking for the man right there. He's on the track, Anthony Burroughs. He just crossed the line, and let's see how he pulls off with his one and done. That's usually how he rolls. And he is currently second. Not too bad for Anthony. Blake Griffith is in first. Let's see. Looks like a couple of drivers are just waiting. James Pandolf is yet to go. If he's going to get a lap in, he needs to do it now. We'll ride around with him with his qualifying. Looking pretty good. S1 Sharp Truck. DRL logos. Sponsoring the Winter Series on the hood. And James is coming around across the start finish line, and he will move to 20th position at a time of 23.3. He's looking to improve. He's going to get his second lap in. Don't hit the wall there. And does he improve his time? No, he does not. He run a 23.4. So James Pandolf will start off in the 20th position. Seconds to go, and we will be racing. Again, we are at the DRL Winter Series main event at Iowa for 167 laps. I am your host, David Wellborn, and if you're looking to join a really gentleman league, we do have some links below for this series. They are looking for drivers for both the A and B splits, and the top 20 drivers of those splits come and run into the main series at 9:30. If you're looking for a really nice league, be sure and click the links below. And why all of a sudden I'm going to an instant replay, I have no idea. Blake Griffith will be starting on your pole, followed by Anthony Burroughs. David Wright is in third. Daniel Hallis is fourth. Brady Briggs is fifth. Alex Tilley is sixth. Clay Phillips is seventh. Justin Rodden is eighth. Eric Johnson is ninth. Martin Wenzel is 10th. Tater Bowman is 11th. Kenneth Lehman is 12th. Brandon Red is 13th. Bruce Pearson is 14th. Sean Timmerman is 15th. Derek Pemberton is 16th. Ryan Hesgard is 17th. Jordan Gonzalez is 18th. Bradley Freeman is 19th. James Pandolf is 20th. Ryan Branch is 21st. Daniel Chumley is 22nd. Dan Barron is 23rd. Chris James is 24th. C.R. Reed is 25th. John Mullins will be starting off in the 26th position. Zachary Smith is 27th. Robert Lorandi is 28th. Cody Gatsky is 29th. And Yevis, and I'm going to stop there, is in 30th. Richard Springer is 31st. Adam Chapman is starting back in the 32nd position. And that rounds out our field. So we had 32 trucks starting this race, and it looks like it's going to be a really good race. And everybody should be buckled up, and we are taking off to complete one lap of warm-up before we get ready to go green. Now on the initial start of the race, the leader must take the inside, but every caution after that, the leader has his choice of the inside or the outside line. And we've seen a great call in the A split where driver elected to start on the outside a couple of times. So I look for that to happen here too, so they can maintain the speed here at this track. It's a really short track. It's less than a mile long. So they got this pace lap in, and when they cross next time, we will be going green. 32 trucks in this field, so I hope there's a lot of give and take. There was in the A split that we just watched. There was really a lot of give and take, a lot of self spins, but hopefully we don't have that in this one and have too many big ones. These drivers do have 2 fast repairs, which will allow them to fix their trucks completely, but after that they're at the mercy of the pit crews. So you really need to use your fast repairs with judgment just to stay in this race. And I think the pace car is getting ready to go in. And he does, and we are green flag racing. Blake Griffith jumps to the lead. Anthony Burrows is currently in second. Excuse me. David Hallis is third. David Wright is fourth. Brady Briggs rounds out your top 5. And we have got a caution already. And I have no idea where that caution was at. Let's see if I can roll down and see who might have been part of it. Looks like Derek Pemberton was part of the caution. He's got a little bit of damage. He's got a lot of damage in the rear, but his nose is a little boogered up, and the 3 car of Bruce Pearson looks to be involved in that as well. Don't imagine anybody will be coming in up front for tires or gas or anything right now. Seeing how we're just 3 laps into this race. But they proved me wrong last time. Let's see what happens here. And I believe most of your drivers that's up front decided they were going to stay out, see how far back we have to go. Jordan Gonzalez was the first car in the 24th position to go to the pits, and it looks like everybody from 24th back decided they was going to go in and get some gas and tires. This is a long race, 176 laps, and I know that's not right. ATVO has messed us up again. It's 167 laps, so I have no idea what's going on with the ticker. It seems like I'm just going to be bugged for these first couple of races. Pace light should be going out this time by. And I'm wrong. They got one more lap to go. I'm going to go back through this again. The official results of the main event of last Tuesday night in Daytona put Sean Timmerman in first. Bradley Freeman was second. Clay Phillips was third. Brady Briggs was fourth. And our very own Adam Chapman was fifth. That rounds out the top 5 in the points as of now for the main event. We called the race and we thought Brady Briggs was the one that ended up winning the race, but it turned out that he actually finished 4th and Sean Timmerman actually ended up winning the race. So that's why they're called unofficial results. Pace lights are out and we will be going green here in just a second. Blake Griffith and Anthony Burroughs run a pretty good race in the A event, so we'll be looking forward to them doing it again. And we got Daniel Hallis. He did really well in the A event, and looks like he's going to do well this time by too. Pace car is in. Blake is away. Green flag is out. Blake Griffith got him a pretty good start. Daniel Hallis drops to the inside. He makes and completes the pass on Anthony Burroughs. And we got a gaggle of cars back here. Clay Phillips is making the pass on the 33 of Eric Johnson. And it looked like there's 3 wide. They are 4 wide. They are 4 wide, 5 wide going into the turn. And the 18 is the big winner, Brady Briggs. He's pulling off into the 4th position. And they are still trying to do 3 wide around this track. It is a very, very cluster of cars and trucks in this thing. They are running 3 wide. There's the 2 of Daniel Hallis. And he has put the 21 of Kenneth Lehman in the middle. And everybody seems to be sorting this out. And we got a caution again. see if I can't find it. We're going to try it one time to try to get you the caution. And they're 3 wide. It looked like the 81 got into Richard Springer. And let me see if I can see. That's Derek Pemberman got into the quarter panel of Richard Springer and brought out that yellow. I'm glad I got the replays working. Temporarily, I'll probably mess it up again. That's something you can count on. But as long as I can get to them, we're going to try to provide them for you. We got 11 laps in. Let's see if any of the top runners decide they're going to come in and get some tires, gas. Looks like Anthony decided he was going to come in. Anthony Burrows. It looks like just the top 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 6 decided they were going to stay out. And that puts Anthony Burrows back in 8th place, or 9th place. James Pandolf, that's made him a good lead. He's went from the 20th position up into the 6th position. So that's a pretty good move for him. And currently, we have Blake Griffith in 1st, Alex Tilley 2nd, Ryan Branch is 3rd, Jordan Gonzalez 4th, James Pandolf is in the 5th position, Bruce Pearson is 6th, Brady Briggs is 7th, Anthony Burrows is 8th, David Wright is 9th, and Eric Johnson is rounding out their top 10. It's been a lot of 3 wide racing and mixing it up. I believe we got a lot more of that to come, and I'm going to try to bring you as much of the action as I can. One more lap around this track and the pace lights will go out. We're going to take a quick break. And we're back. Told you it would be a quick break. Blake Griffith really did good in the last session. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank of where he finished during the A split. But he's doing pretty good right now. He did qualify up front during the A split, I remember that. Not on the pole. I'm going to have to double check my notes on that. Looks like track position is going to be playing a bunch, just like it did in our last race. David Wright made a good call and he stayed out, and Daniel Hallis made a call and he stayed out, and I believe that brought Daniel Hallis into the winner's circle. Getting old, so just within the last hour I've actually forgotten who won the races, but be making some better notes here in the future. And the pace car is in, and we are green flag racing. Blake Griffin got him a really good start. Ryan Branch is taking a look to the inside. Ryan Branch is just spun and has caused a melee back here. Oh, all kinds of trucks are involved in it. Ryan Branch, 16 of Richard Springer, is in it again. Looks like a couple of trucks couldn't get stopped in time. Who was that in the green truck? I can't tell. Looks like we got a bunch of vehicles involved in that. 42's got some damage on the nose. Tater Bowman, he's got some damage on his nose too. That is going to make a lot of drivers come in and use up one of their fast repairs. I don't know if I would use it if I just had a little bit of damage right now. I'd probably wait and save it unless I'm smoking really bad, because it's going to really, they're going to come in play here with 187 laps, 167 laps. I don't know why it's still saying 176 laps in this race, but there isn't. Tater Bowman is coming in. Let's see if he takes a fast repair or if he just grabs his tires and he's going for tires. And he's electing to try to take some of the damage away on his own. That's probably a smart move there from Tater. Don't waste them fast repairs. You may need it when it comes close to the time of the end of the race. I mean, I wouldn't unless I was really smoking real bad or had the toe really knocked out on my truck. James Pandolf has moved himself up into the 4th position. It's going to come down to a lot of track position here tonight. It's not just how fast you are. You really got to maintain the track position to be there at the end. We got a couple of vehicles that are a lap down, starting with Brandon Reed. He's the first truck a lap down, and Cody Gatz, he's 2. Eric Johnson, he's 3 laps down. I think he just quit or probably has some connection issues and was forced to leave the session. He's getting ready to drop to the 33rd position. Ryan Branch is currently 3 laps down as well. "19 laps in this event, we've already had 2 yellows. Caution laps, 3 yellows, and no lead changes. Pace lights are out on the pace car, and that will be 1 to green. looks like the 24 of Sean Timmerman is experiencing, he's in the 6th position, he's experiencing a little network issue. Pace car is in, the green flag is out, and Blake Griffin got him a really good start, and we are 3 wide up front. And that is Justin Rodden looking on the inside of Jordan Gonzalez. And there it is again.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
The 15 of Chris James seemed to lose it all on his own. And it's just not gonna let me do it. And looks like we got some fakers and some takers. First car in was Anthony Burroughs in 18th position. Daniel House is coming in. He's going to go for them 4 tires. Overshot his pit just a little bit. I imagine he's going to try to get the back end worked up a little bit. He's got just a little rear end damage. But he elected just to take the tires and go. He was only on pit road for 6.9 seconds. We have 1 more lap until we go green. With Blake Griffith in first, Daniel Gonzalez second, Justin Rodden third, James Pandolf fourth, Clay Phillips rounds out your top 5, Alex Tilley 6th, Sean Timmerman 7th, Brady Freeman is 8th, Martin Wenzel is 9th, and Ryan Hesgard rounds out your top 10. James Pandolf has made the move of the race by starting in 20th and has worked his way up through track position and pit stops to 4th position. Can't never count old James out. He's pretty consistent when he's behind the wheel of a vehicle. He tries to keep the car in the top 10s. It's the way you win championships, is by being consistent. The lights are out on the pace car, and we will be going green next time. Bye. I'd like to take this moment to thank our network sponsor, Oculus. Don't just play a game, get in the game. And our network sponsor, NVIDIA, for the best video cards on the market. Get yourself a 1070 or 1080 today. If you want to sponsor any of these races, you can contact James Pandolf in the link description below. There's a link there to do that. You can sponsor any one race, or you can sponsor the whole series, or multiple races. The pace car is in, and the green flag is out. Blake Griffin got a really good start again. So we're going to jump back here in the back, see if we can't catch some of these 3 wide racing. And we're not let down. Riding along with Alex Tilley in the 51, and Brady Briggs looks like he's going to pass the 51 of Alex Tilley. You got the 81 just making the pass on the 21. That's Derek Pemberman making the pass on Kenneth Lehman. Blake Griffin's got him a really good lead. He's almost a little over half a second over George Gonzalez and Justin Rodden, Clay Phillips, and Brady Freeman. James Pandolf has dropped back to the 7th position, but he's just riding, trying to take care of his truck, I'm sure. And we have got another yellow. Not really sure. Exactly who caused that. I don't see. Well, that's the 7 of Blake Griffith. His nose is tore up and he is not going into the pits. Not really sure what happened there. Blake Griffith was in the lead. Riding around, he still don't have any damage. He lost it and slams the outside wall, and I don't believe he did a really good job, and the 81 bumped him in the rear end. There was no place for the 81 to go. Blake Griffin was just trying to get out of the way and off the track, and he did a really good job, but the 81 just, Derek Pemberman just really didn't have any place to go. And believe it or not, looks like James Pandolf is going to collect himself 5 bonus points for leading the lap. And he does. Brady Briggs is 2nd, followed by Daniel Hallis is in 3rd. Jordan Gonzalez is in 4th. And your top 5 would be Justin Rodden. And it looks like everyone decided they were going to come in and take tires, except for the first 3, James Pandolf, Brady Briggs, and Daniel Hallis. he is pushing that pace car. He's wanting it to move. He says, I got to go. Like I said, these bonus points are gonna really be there at the end. It's gonna be such a close points battle because they do not run any playoffs or chases in this winter series. It's you got what you got. Better hope it's enough. Brady Briggs, he ended up leading a lot of the Daytona race last weekend, or last week on Tuesday, and did end up finishing in 4th position. And it looks like he's doing a really good job here tonight. He's found his way up into the 2nd position. And let's just see how long he can keep at 18. Nice NOS. I am at loss for words. Chevrolet Silverado. See if we can keep that thing up front for the rest of the night. I see a McDonald's truck in the back. That's Anthony Burroughs, and he has made himself up into the 8th position. And he's probably just riding and trying to take care of his truck. He gets that thing back up there in the front, and he's probably going to check out. But he's got 7 trucks in front of him to do it. James Pandolf elected to take the high side for the restart. Pace car is in. James took off, and the green flag is out. James got him a really good start. Brady Briggs is going to slide up. And he's taking a look underneath James Pandolf. And he scrubbed off a lot of speed, and now he's door to door with Jordan Gonzalez. And it looks like caution is out again. And I have no idea who that was either. Looks like Zachary Smith may have been involved in that. Looked like Richard Springer, if I'm not mistaken. He did get involved in it, but let's see if we can't roll it back just a little bit. I'm not going to be able to find it. James Pandolf is still your leader. Jordan Gonzalez, Brady Briggs, and Daniel Hallis and Justin Rodden are your top 5. Bradley Freeman, David Wright, Anthony Burroughs, Alex Tilley, and Clay Phillips rounds out your top 10. We are just 39 laps into this race. I'm going to take a quick break.
Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
And we're back, and the pace truck is in, and the green flag is out. James Pandolf is sliding up the track and allows Jordan Gonzalez to take over the lead. Brady Briggs follows in behind behind James Pandolf. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. 42 of David Wright. He is making a move on the 14 of Brady Freeman and completes that pass. Jordan Rodden makes a pass on Daniel Hallis. Brady Briggs is door handle to door handle with James Pandolf, and looks like Brady Briggs is going after the second position. And he's still side by side with him to try to take over that second spot. And we got the 69 of Justin Rodden. He is looking like he is wanting to get up in the mix as well. Anthony Burrows is in 7th position, and he has just made his pass on Daniel Hallis, and he is looking at the back door of the 42 of David Wright. And I believe we got another yellow. And it looks like it was the 32 of Brandon Red. So let's see if we can't give you an instant replay as what happened here. And of course it's going to cut out on us. It looks like the 52 got into the 82 and the 32 had no place to go. 32 and 82 are smoking, so we'll definitely be looking for a fast repair. And that was Mark Vega. And Mark Vega, he is definitely going to have to take him a fast repair if he's got any left. Jordan Gonzalez is your leader. Brady Briggs is second. James Pandolf is third. And I imagine that with James being out there for 44 laps on his tires, he should be coming in. And of course, he makes a fool of me and decides to stay out. Looks like Ryan Hesgard was your first car to go in. And followed by him is the 31. And I just cannot pronounce his name. Kenneth Lehman, Derek Pemmerman. And that really surprised me that James hasn't decided to come in. He's been out there for 45 laps on his tires. He's gonna have to be doing a pit stop here soon. And it looked like the 27 was the lucky dog. And that was Cody Gatsky. Cody Gatsky got the lucky dog. Really not sure how long they can go on tires. I've never raced this track in the trucks, so your guess is just as good as mine as what the pit window would be for tires. I do know that track position is everything. That was a big telltale in the last race of the A split that we just watched. Track position is what got the win, and that is definitely what's going to get the win here tonight. We have had 7 cautions for 31 laps and 3 lead changes. I didn't think we'd have this many yellows, but then again, we still got a bunch more to go. These drivers need to calm down a little bit and realize that this is a very long race and they're not going to be able to win it here in the first few laps. The 2 fast repairs, I mean, that allows for a lot of competition and drivers to stay in the race. But you don't want to use all your fast repairs up early in the run and to get to the end of the race and be sitting on pit road for 15 or 20 minutes because you were caught up in something that you couldn't avoid. We are just 50 laps into this race. We got a long way to go. Top 5 again is Jordan Gonzalez, Brady Briggs, James Rodden, James Pandolf, and Anthony Burrows. The lights are out on the pace truck.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green flag is in the air. And I'm not live. Let's see if we can't get us live here for the race. There we go. And Jordan Gonzalez has got him a really good lead. James Pandolf is sliding up. Oh, he thinks better of going up in front of Anthony Burrows. Anthony Burrows is trying to make that high side work, and he has moved himself up into the 5th position. Anthony is on the move, ladies and gentlemen. He is coming for the lead. And he has just successfully passed James. Well, I said he did. James is fighting it out on the inside. And Anthony Burrows has now successfully completed his pass on James pinned off. And we are riding around with Justin Rodden, and he is trying to do everything he can to get underneath of Brady Briggs for the second position. Jordan Gonzalez is almost a little over 0.7 of a second in front, and Anthony Burroughs is all over the back of Justin. Justin looked like he had a little wiggle there. Back here in the back, got a little moving going on. Ryan Hesgard decided he was going to pass Chris James, and he has successfully completed that pass. And we have Blake Griffith underneath the 93 of Daniel Chumley, and he has taken over that spot. John Mullins looked underneath Clay Phillips, and don't think he's going to make it this time by. Back up front, Anthony Burroughs, Justin Rodden, and Brady Briggs are battling out for that third position and second position. And Anthony Burroughs decides he's going to take the high side, and I believe he's going to complete that pass, and he does on Justin. So, and Justin's not giving it up. He decided he was going to try to go low, but he's got to give it up now. Anthony Burroughs is all over the back of Brady Briggs, and this is the battle for second. And while they've been racing, that's allowed Jordan Gonzalez with a 1.2 second lead. And there's the man, Anthony Burroughs, is now door handle to door handle with Brady Briggs down into turn 3, coming off of 4, and Anthony Burroughs is going to try to slide it up, and he has completed the pass, and he's cut back down. He is doing everything he can to leave those two drivers behind him and go for Jordan Gonzalez. And don't believe he's going to be able to do it just by himself. I mean, these two drivers behind him are working the wheel and doing everything they can to stay up in that same position. But as of right now, Anthony Burroughs has taken over your second spot. Let's see if we can't go back in the field a little bit, see what's happening. Looks like everybody's doing the best they can this time to cut back on the cautions. We're kind of getting a little bit of single file. Looks like everybody's kind of calmed down a little bit. Still got some side by side racing. We got the 29 of Ryan Hesgard. He's working around John Mullins. And we got Blake Griffith. He's trying to get around Clay Phillips. And I believe he's going to make that pass as well. And he does. The 64 did get around. That's John Mullins. He got around Ryan Hesgard. Got Martin Wenzel back here in the 17th position, and he's looking to make the 16th position by collecting Chris James. He's working the low, and Chris James is working the high, and we have got a yellow flag out again. And it looks like Ryan Branch got turned around. Ryan Branch is down. He just moves up in front of the 83. He comes down on the track and he loses it. He's holding on. It snaps back to him and he door handles the outside wall. Single car incident, and he will definitely be going in for some repairs. And it looks like everybody is coming in. Our leaders: Jordan Gonzalez, Anthony Burrs, Brady Briggs. All of our leaders. It looks like everyone is on pit road. We have three cars that are a lap down or more. And that's Adam Chapman. He is looking to get a waiver round. Actually, he's one lap down. He'll probably be our lucky dog. But Ryan Branch, he's going to stay out, and he'll try to get his waiver round and get one of his 3 laps back. And it looks like Jordan Gonzalez beat out Anthony Burrows. So Jordan will maintain the lead. Anthony Burrows is second. Brady Briggs is third. Justin Rodden fourth. David Wright is fifth. Alex Tilley is sixth. Daniel Hallis seventh. Bradley Freeman is ninth. Bradley Freeman is eighth. Clay Phillips is ninth. And Blake Griffith rounds out their top 10. Ryan's definitely got some damage on the back end of his truck. It's probably a smart thing to not go in there and use up one of your fast repairs for something like that. He's going to try to get him a waiver round, get one of his laps back. That will put him well, if everything works out for him, he will be getting the next lucky dog. Jordan Gonzalez is running a really good race here tonight. But he's got that red McDonald's truck in the back, and I know that man is coming for him. Yep, and I was correct that Adam Chapman and Ryan Branch got their waiver round. Jordan Gonzalez is elected to take the outside, and the pace lights are out on the pace car, and we will be going green next time by. I don't know if I'd have let Anthony Burrows take the inside. Of course, I don't think you got much choice. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. And Jordan Gonzalez got him a really good start that time. Anthony Burroughs is being challenged by Brady Briggs. Brady Briggs has slipped up, and the 69 of Justin Rodden, oh, almost got into the back end of him as he pulled off that slide job. Jordan Rodden was left with no choice but to dive down low. And Anthony Burroughs is on a mission. Riding back here with David Wright in the 42. He's taking a look at the 69. And I believe he's going to complete the pass. And maybe not. He's going to have to force himself to back off just a little bit, keep sliding up into him. Alex Tilley is back up here in the mix in the 51. He is currently in your 6th position. David Wright is trying again. Justin Rodden is on the inside of Brady Briggs. Was not able to complete it. That allows David Wright to come back down again. He's trying to complete the pass on Justin. And they're just battling it out right here for the 3rd and 4th positions. Alex Tilley, he's making the move on the high side, and David Wright is going to be forced to slide up in behind him and allow Alex Tilley to complete that pass. Anthony Burroughs is now making his move to take over the lead spot on Jordan Gonzalez. He's on the inside going into turn 4. As they come across the line, Anthony was scored that time with leading that lap, and looks like he's going to be able to complete this pass right here. Jordan is fighting back on the outside. He's not giving it up. We go down into 3, they're side by side. Jordan is running the high line, and he has taken back over the lead, so Anthony Burroughs was not able to complete that pass. Jordan Gonzalez looked like he had to backpedal, like he was going to slide up into the wall. That allows Anthony Burroughs back to the inside. Anthony's pushing up. Good job by Anthony by not sliding up into Jordan. And they are battling it out for the lead position. And I believe Anthony Burroughs has now completed his pass, but Jordan decides he's going to do the crossover move, and he has taken back over. And now Anthony decides he's going to make it back. And Anthony's now got him a clean breathing room now, as he's decided he's going to be able to get his rhythm going. Jordan Gonzalez, he is pushed back just a little bit. He's got Brady Briggs and Justin Rodden looking to take over his spots. Daniel Hallis back in 8th position. David Wright and Blake Griffith look like they're going to be battling it out for the 6th and 7th position. Blake Griffith is to the inside of David Wright. door handle. He's going to have to slide in behind David. And it looks like 69 of Justin Rodden is looking to make that pass on Brady Briggs. And he almost had him there. He scrubbed off a lot of speed that time. Brady Briggs was able to hang on to the third position. Jordan Gonzalez is back up with Anthony Burroughs, and he is not giving up. Anthony Burroughs and Jordan Gonzalez is the first and second. Brady Briggs is third. Justin Rodden is fourth. Alex Tilley is fifth. David Wright just ended up working his way around Blake Griffith. But Blake is not giving up. He is just not going to give up that spot to David Wright. Martin Wenzel is back here in the back in 12th position, and he is battling with Derek Pemberton and the 64 of John Mullins. This is a pretty good race. The Martin Wenzel. Oh, and they just made contact. Derek Pemberton was able to hang on to it. Martin Wenzel clears the 64. Way to go. That was a nice driving right there by Derek, able to hang on to it. Brady Briggs is coming up into the lap traffic. It's the 93 of Daniel Chumley, and we do have a caution. And it looks like the 21 got into the back of the 12 and sent Dan Barron around for that yellow. And the 21 was Kenneth Lehman. Now these drivers, when they are at fault and they know they're at fault, they will let the administrators know, and they will be taking a end of the longest line. So like I said, this is a pretty good gentleman's league, and if you are deemed to be at fault for the yellow, or if you own up to it, you do get an end of the longest line. So you just can't wreck people and maintain your spots. That's just not how this league works. And Anthony Burroughs and most of the leaders are deciding they're going to come in and get tires and gasoline. Anthony Burroughs beats him to the line. Brady Briggs comes out behind Anthony. Jordan Gonzalez is behind him. So we got a little change up there between Jordan and Brady. Blake Griffith He's got up there into the top 4. Pretty good stops. Let's see if we can find out just exactly. And it looks like Brady Briggs had the fastest stop at 13.1. Way to go, Brady. You must be paying that pit crew some good money. I do like that number 2 truck with the Ghostbusters. That's a sharp ride right there. Oh, Mellow Yellow truck kind of reminds me of Kyle Petty's Mellow Yellow car. Looks like Tater's got all his damage fixed. And he's currently in your top 12. Richard Springer is 5 laps down. He must be going through some extensive work. Ryan Branch is currently 2 laps down. Adam Chapman, he is 26th position, and he's still on the lead lap. And it looks like he's getting his wave around. Way to go, Adam, getting it back on the lead lap. That's how you get her done.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Anthony Burrows running the high side. Brady Briggs is looking to try to make that low line work for him. Jordan Gonzalez is slipping back just a little bit. We seem to be getting single file. Got the 29 of Ryan Hesgard's taking a look underneath Martin Wenzel. That battle is for 10th position. And he was not able to complete the pass. Martin Wenzel is now taking a look underneath Clay Phillips. And they are driving these trucks with everything they got. Oh, don't do that. 29. Oh, Martin Wenzel was into the wall. He was able to hang on to it, but he did get some damage. And it looks like the 14 and Clay Phillips, the 14 of Bradley Freeman and Clay Phillips got together. See if we can figure out what's going on here. 6 goes high. Bradley is on the inside. Clay Phillips is going above him, and it looks like 14 of Bradley Freeman just lost it and came right into Clay Phillips. And I hope Clay's got him a faster pair, because he's definitely going to need it. Clay Phillips and the 27 and the 23 should be coming in. Let's just take a look and see if Clay gets him a faster pair. God, I hope he has one. Clay Phillips is a really good, clean driver, and that's just really sad what just happened to him. But I mean, that's racing, that's what happens. You put these trucks on a track, drivers are fighting for positions. And it looks like he did have a faster pair. Way to go hanging on that faster pair, Clay. It looks like top 17 decided to stay out. So our top 17 drivers with 10 laps on their tires decided to stay out. Brady Briggs is taking over the first spot. I'm going to assume that yeah, Anthony Burroughs, he decided that he was going to come in and get him some tires and some gas. That puts him back into 19th position. Excuse me. We'll take a quick break.
Shh. Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
We're back and the pace lights are out and we're getting ready to go back green. The pace car is in
Green flag.
and the green flag is out. Freddie Briggs gets him a really good start on the high side. Wade Griffith in the 7 has moved up into 2nd, and Jordan Gonzalez looks like he's going to be battling out for that 3rd position. He finally clears the 42 of David Wright. Excuse me. The 2 of Daniel Hallis is looking on the inside of 29 of Ryan Hesgard. I don't believe he's going to be able to make that pass. Jordan Gonzalez is all over the back of Blake Griffith. Back here in the back, we got the 81 of Derek Pemberton. He is trying to make a move. He's trying to get past the 62 of Anthony Burroughs. Anthony, he's not giving up. He is going to try to clear the 64 of John Mullins. And he is having to battle out with Alex Tilley right now. Oh, and there was just a little bit of contact right there by the 51 of Chris James into the back end of Alex Tilley. Anthony Burroughs has made his pass completed, and he is now looking at the back door of Martin Wenzel for the 7th position. And Anthony has got something underneath the hood of that truck, because he just jumps and clean right on the back door really fast. And he's now to the inside of Martin Wenzel. And it looks like he's going to be able to complete the pass this time by dive off down into turn 1. Anthony just nails it to the floor. He's going to clear him going into 3. And he's got him cleared just about. Martin Wenzel finally gives him the position. And just for y'all's information, Martin Wenzel, he's the one that does our race recaps. So I need to be getting a link added to my broadcast so that y'all can get a race recap. He does a really good job with it too. We're back up front, and the battle looks like it's going to be still back here between Anthony Burroughs and Daniel Hallis. Anthony is coming just as fast as he can to get behind that, to get by the Daniel Hallis. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. Anthony may be electing to cool his tires down just a little bit. He did run them pretty hard right there. And it looks like Anthony is going to the high side to try to get around him. And he completes that pass on the high side. And he's looking underneath the 29 of Ryan Hesgard. Ryan Hesgard goes low, just opts to give Anthony the high side. And that's the line Anthony really likes. He likes running that high side if he can. Oh, and Ryan Hesgard It's off in through the grass. He did everything he could to keep it off Anthony, and he just collects the inside wall. He avoids any other cars, and we are caution free. Anthony Burrows is now into the 5th spot, and he is looking all over the back door of David Wright. Brady Briggs is being maintained on his position, the 1st position. Jordan Gonzalez is still right there. He is doing everything he can to get to him. We now have 4th place of Anthony Burrows. He has got around David Wright, and he is now looking to try to get to the back door of Blake Griffith. Anthony is making a heck of a run for the lead. And it looks like Blake Griffith is going to take a look on the inside, and we do have a yellow. Oh, let's see if I can't find it. Yeah, Ryan Branch is real slow, so let's see what he's got going on. And looks like James Pandolf is in. Yeah, James got nicked in the rear end by the 29 and is all on his hood, and he just keeps getting collected. James, I hope you got you a fast repair, brother. And to clarify, the 29 was Ryan Esgard. The leaders are all down pit road. And James is dog walking. He's really dog walking that truck. Daniel Hallis elected to stay out. Brady Briggs is the first one off, followed by, it looks like, Blake Griffith. Then Jordan Gonzalez, followed by Anthony Burrows. Daniel Hallis has 31 laps on his tires, and I'm thinking that he's just doing this for some bonus points. Because he's got a lot of fast trucks behind him. And that kind of ruins Richard Springer's idea of getting him a wave around. I know that's why he stayed out. That truck is beat up. He has went through a lot of repairs to get back out on track. Richard Springer is 60 laps down, but these guys do get bonus points for completing the race. Don't matter if you're stuck on pit road or not. As long as you're here and you complete the race, you do get bonus points. And these bonus points that this league gives out is going to determine a championship. It's laps led, most laps led, completing the race. I mean, all of these bonus points will come in handy here at the next 8 races. We're only running 10 races for this series, so they need to be getting all they can get. And lo and behold, in our 9th position is Adam Chapman. He has worked his way from 3 laps down back onto the lead lap and in the 9th position. Way to go, Adam. Derek Pemberman, he is in 6th position. That is the co-broadcaster of TRN with Adam Chapman, and he's worked his way up in the 6th position. Don't believe there's going to be too much drafting help here, gentlemen, so you're gonna have to drive your trucks. This ain't Daytona. Working together is one thing, but ain't gonna be too much working together here. And it looks like Daniel Hallison's elected to take the outside lane. Brady Briggs is on the inside. Blake Griffith is third. Well, it says Jordan Gonzalez is third, but he is on the outside for some reason. It's got to be a mistake. Anyway, the lights are out on the pace car, and we are going to go green next time by. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Daniel Hallis got him a pretty good start, but I don't believe it's going to do him too much good with 35 laps on his tires. Brady Briggs and Jordan Gonzalez. Jordan Gonzalez is fighting with Anthony Burroughs and Blake Griffith. Ooh, and that's pretty slick going up in front of him like that. Anthony Burroughs is on the inside of Jordan. He completes the pass, and he's looking to make the pass on Blake Griffith this time by. And he looks to the inside. He's got the truck really, really low. It looked like the 69 brushed the wall just a little bit. And that was Justin Rodden. And it looks like we got a battle for the lead. Brady Briggs is looking to challenge Daniel Hallis. Oh, Brady Briggs loses it. Hang on to it.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
He doesn't seem to collect anybody, but he did bring out the yellow. That's going to put Brady Briggs probably at the end of the longest line, which is probably not going to be good for him. He's currently in 22nd position after that spin, so there's not too much further back he can go. We're going to take a quick break. Let me get a chance to get some liquids down my throat. I got dry mouth. And we're back. Looks like James Pandolf got the lucky dog. And let's just do a follow-up on that. James Pandolf is currently 27th, and he's still 1 lap down. He will be the next lucky dog when the next yellow flag comes out. And I do expect to see another yellow. Our top 10 is Daniel Hallis, Blake Griffith, Jordan Gonzalez, Anthony Burroughs, Derek Pemberton, Justin Rodden, John Mullins, Daniel Chumley, Ryan Hesgard, and your 10th position is Chris James. What is Daniel Hallis doing? Is he really trying to save gasoline? That's probably what he's doing. He's riding the low end of the track, pushing in the clutch to try to save him some gasoline. I do not believe he can make it the rest of the way, but I don't know. He's still got 42 laps on his tires, and he's still maintaining the lead. But I believe Blake Griffith, Jordan Gonzalez, and Anthony Burroughs is going to have something to say about that. Daniel Hallis does elect to take the outside. And that puts Anthony Burroughs right in behind Daniel Hallis in his favorite position on the high side. Pace car is in. Daniel Hallis goes. Green flag is out. Looks like Anthony Burroughs got a slow start there. Jordan Gonzalez and Blake Griffith are trying to get around him. Blake Griffith looks like he's going to try to make the move on the bottom. Blake Griffith got a heck of a run. He just couldn't slide up. And Anthony Burroughs has taken over that second spot. Oh, look at that. And Blake Griffith is looking to take over the lead. I didn't think them tires was going to hold out there, Daniel. And now we got Anthony Burroughs taking a look on the inside of Blake Griffith. Daniel Hallis is going backwards. Gonna jump back here in the back because I seen some squirrely dancing back here. And the 93 is looking to make it 3 wide. He got on the apron and he has spun it. Blake Griffith is still your leader. Anthony Burroughs is second. Daniel Hallis has maintained his third position, but he is now being challenged by Jordan Gonzalez. Ooh, and he just cuts right up in front of Jordan. That was really close. I bet Jordan needs to change his underwear. I know I do. And he is all over him. Daniel is not giving up that spot without a fight. Jordan seems to have got clear of Daniel Hallis, and you're going to have a few minutes before Derek Pemberton decides he's going to be able to make a move. So Let's go back up front and see if Anthony Burroughs can do anything with Blake Griffith. Blake likes that bottom line and Anthony likes the high line. Ryan Hesgard is looking on the inside of Clay Phillips. Was not able to complete that pass. He is going to look again. Ducks back in behind Clay. Just not able to do it. Back up front, Anthony Burroughs, Blake Griffith are riding nose to tail. One's running the low and one's running the high line. You gotta wonder if Blake is gonna be burning. Oh, Blake just hit the wall and that just gives Anthony Burroughs the lead. Blake got a lot of damage on the front end of his truck. Jordan Gonzalez is looking to make a move. Anthony Burroughs is now your leader of the race. Jump back here. Ryan Hesgard decided he was actually going to be able to clear Clay Phillips, but Clay Phillips decides he's going to go back around him. This is a battle for 6th position. Anthony Burroughs seems to have pulled off by a full second. Once he got up front and out front, he's gone. Jordan Gonzalez and Blake Griffiths are going to be battling for your 2nd spot. See if we can't find another battle going on back here in the back. Alex Tilley is looking to get around Chris James, and he pulls that move off.
Alright, man.
And we got a caution again. And I don't see anyone spinning or stuck on the bottom of the track or anything. We do have the 31. He just towed, so let's see what happened. Ooh! 27 just nailed him. Let's see if we can't go back just a little further. 74 gets by the 31. 31 just loses it all on his own. Locks the brakes. The 27 Cody Gatz has no place to go. And I think Daniel Chumley was involved in that too. The leaders are all down pit road. We'll stay right with the leaders to see who gets off pit road first. Once Anthony Burroughs was able to get out front, he just started pulling away. Don't overshoot your pit. Daniel Hallis is actually in 3rd spot, and he's going to be able to get them good tires, and he is away. And it looks like he's going to maintain 3rd position. Anthony Burroughs is 1st, and the 7 of Blake Griffith is 2nd. So not too bad for all 3 of those gentlemen for getting off pit road. Daniel Hallis, he might actually have something. He's worked real hard to get up in the front, and with running as long as he did up front with them old tires, that was really surprising. And if he's able to do half as good with these new tires as he was with them old tires, we might actually have us a race. And Brady Briggs is 20 laps on his tires, and he has taken over the lead, and that will put Anthony Burroughs in second. Brady Briggs did decide to stay out. And the 93 of Daniel Chumley is looking to get a wave around so he can get back on the lead lap. Well, this race is set 176 the whole time, so I might have got it mixed up or messed up, dyslexia with the 6 and the 7. But that puts us at 25 laps to go, if I can believe that that's how many laps are in this race. And actually, I believe the lap ticker may actually be right. We may be running 176, so that will leave us with 25 laps to go. I believe the 93 should be getting his wave around, and he does, and he is gone. And we have one more lap till we go green. This should be an interesting restart. Brady Briggs is elected to stay on the outside, giving Anthony Burroughs the inside. Our very own Adam Chapman is back up in 8th position. Pace cars in. Green flag is out.
Green flag.
Brady Briggs got him a really good start. Anthony Burroughs slides up in front of Daniel Hallis. And Blake Griffith is looking to the inside, and we have got a yellow already. Let's see if we can find it. Don't believe I'm going to be able to find y'all this yellow. Nope, we're just going to be lost for words on that one. But it's go or go home time. These drivers are not trying to give up any track position, so it is what it is. Cautions, we've had 14 for 60 laps. That is unreal for this league. This league has got a lot better drivers than that, and 14 cautions is about 7 more than I thought we would have. We did get some pretty good long green runs in there, but I was actually looking to see some green flag pit stops. But like I say, with these drivers being able to have 2 fast repairs, that keeps most of the cars in the race. We started the field with 33 drivers, and we still have 29 on track. So this is a really good race and a really good league. I'm just the two fast repairs is what keeps these drivers in the race. And like I said, it's good, and then it's not good. But I'm for it. I like the fast repairs. It keeps the field strong and makes for some pretty good racing. Now when I race, I don't want to have fast repairs, but for something like this here, a little winter series to try to build up for our main series that will be taking place next year in January, we will be running 3 different series: Cup, Trucks, and the Infinity cars, or what I like to call the Bush cars. So yeah, we'll be running 3 different leagues next season. And if you're looking for a league to get in, this would be it. This is a gentleman's league, and during our main series, we do not run fast repairs. So it is pretty good and interesting races. The fast repairs is what's allowing us to have so many cautions, but it also gives us a great chance to see a lot of good racing. Pace car light should be going out this time by. Sorry, I had to yawn. Don't want to make everybody sleepy. You know, that's catching. I've always heard when one person yawns, that goes for everybody. It's been a long night here for me, sitting up in the booth from 7 o'clock until now, and it's almost 12 o'clock. So that's pretty good lengthy time to be sitting here and calling races. And the pace lights are out on the pace car, so we will be going green next time by. Brady Briggs is doing everything he can to hold on to that first position. Anthony Burroughs probably got a couple of things to say about that. Daniel Hallis, you can't count him out. You can't count out Blake Griffith either, or Clay Phillips, Jordan Gonzalez. Can't count those drivers out. They want something to do with this lead here at the end of this race for the points. Pace car is in. Brady Briggs is gone. Green flag is out. And it looked like Clay just didn't get it going. He stacked up the field there behind him. Brady Briggs, Anthony Burroughs is going to slide up in front of Clay, and the yellow flag is out again. Looks like maybe the 81 was involved. And the 81 was definitely involved. '81's up top. And he got turned by the 21 of Kenneth Lehman, and that put the 12 car up into the 12 truck up into the wall as well. So Kenneth Lehman was the one that was at fault for that one. It looked like to me anyway. going to take a quick break.
Shh! Hear that? That's the sound of technological advancement happening with each passing second and making you and all you stand for obsolete. HDR, or High Dynamic Range, is the latest and greatest of those advancements, and in a nutshell, it improves the contrast between light and dark, giving you a more accurate reproduction of colour. The technical definition for HDR panels demands a 4K resolution and a contrast ratio of 1000 nits at peak brightness and just 0.05 nits at black level. In case you're wondering, 1 nit is roughly equivalent to the light one candle gives off. But if you'll forgive us the excellent pun, it's not quite as black and white as all that. In a game like Monolith's Middle-earth Shadow of War, it's the difference between seeing the developer's true vision of Tolkien's land and a diluted version of it. Take Mount Doom, for example, an icon of the geography and a perfect demonstration of the game's dramatic visuals. An HDR-capable gaming PC offers more contrast between the glowing lava and the charred rock. In this fight at Gorgoroth at the base of the mountain, Talion takes down some occupying orcs using Celebrimbor's bright blue wraith magic against a backdrop of billowing chimneys and lava lakes. HDR brings out the details in all these elements, producing brighter blues, making the explosions pop, and retaining the inky blacks of each shadow and dark cloud. It isn't only in extreme contrast situations that the benefits of an HDR gaming rig really shine through though. In this dark and gloomy interior, HDR is better able to articulate small differences in shades of a similar colour. So areas that might once have looked washed out in SDR appear atmospheric and immersive. So if you're wondering why HDR really matters in games, just remember Mount Doom and its lovely lava flow. From now until October 16th, when you buy select GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and GeForce GTX 1080 graphics cards, systems and laptops from a participating retailer, you can also bag a bundled copy of Middle-earth Shadow of War and enjoy the very best PC gaming experience.
We're back. The pace lights are out on the truck and we will be going green here in just a second. Brady Briggs is doing everything he can to keep that truck out front. Anthony Burroughs is looking at to make the move to get to the first position. But you can't count out Daniel Hallis. Daniel Hallis is sitting up in that 2 truck and he is looking to come back for another win itself. Pace car is in. Brady Briggs is gone. Green flag is out. Anthony Burroughs is going to slide up in front of Daniel Hallis. Let's see if we can't get back here in the back. See what's going to happen. Oh, and the 51 tags the 83 of Adam Chapman, and we have a yellow again. No sense for the... Well, we can try to get that replay. Why not? Ain't got nothing better to do. Like I said, the 51 truck, he goes low, he loses it. He just barely grabs the back end of Adam Chapman and puts him up in the wall. And I hope Adam's got a fast repair. That's going to really hurt his chances with 10 laps to go though. Sorry about that, Adam. You had a really good race going. We're going to have less than 10 laps to go. Anthony's going to have to really get a green flag run if he wants to try to take over that top spot. Daniel Hallis needs a really good clean run too. Brady Briggs has really drove his butt off tonight. Of course, now he drove his butt off in the Daytona race as well. I actually thought he had won that race, but apparently the standings said differently. The unofficial results put him actually in the lead, and then after everything was said and done, turns out that Brady Briggs actually ended up finishing fourth. But he's looking really good to pull off a win here tonight. This has been a really good race. We have had 16 cautions for 72 laps, 11 lead changes, but despite all that, I believe it's still been a really good race. We're going to try to stay with them till the end of this race. No more breaks. You just got to give it to Brady Briggs and Daniel Hallis, Blake Griffin, and Anthony Burrows. Look, even Ryan Hesgard has made it up in the top 5. Way to go, Ryan. Jordan Gonzalez is riding around in 6th position, and Clay Phillips is in 7th. Justin Rodden, he's been up there all night in that 69 truck. He's a little beat up on the back end, but he's still hanging there. You got Chris James. We really hadn't talked that much about him tonight, but he's in the top 9. And John Mullins, he rounds out your top 10. That McDonald's truck is making me hungry. I just had McDonald's for dinner, but I still looking for another Big Mac. I could use one right now. Midnight snack. Sounds good to me. Pace lights are out, so we will be going green next time by for the final 5 laps of this race. If they keep it green, we may end up with a new leader. If not, it will most likely finish under yellow. And I do not want to see it finish under yellow. I'm sure y'all don't either. Looks like everybody's getting really bunched up, getting ready to make this thing go. Brady Briggs again elects to take the outside, giving Anthony Burrows the inside line. Excuse me. Pace car is in. Brady Briggs is gone. Green flag is out. Anthony Burrows is being pushed all over the back door by Clay Phillips. Excuse me, by Blake Griffith. He gets clear of Daniel Hallis, and he has got his sights set on Brady Briggs. Daniel Hallis has decided he's going to do the crossover move, and he is really close. Oh, and he just slams right in front of Daniel Hallis. That was a slick move right there by Anthony Burrows. There was no room for him to do that, and he still made it work. And it looks like Brady Briggs might have got up into the wall. Blake Griffith is looking on the inside of Daniel Hallis. He's not able to complete the pass just yet. Daniel Hallis is going low. And it looks like Anthony Burroughs has decided he was going to try to protect his lead. 4 laps to go. He's going to be using all of the track. Blake Griffith has decided he's going to go, and he just slams right into the back side, or into the side of Daniel Hallis. Puts Daniel Hallis in the wall. That's unfortunate. We still stay green though. Blake Griffith is now looking at trying to get a hold of Anthony Burroughs. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. He just really pushed up real hard into Daniel Hallis, but it still put Daniel back in the 8th position with 2 laps to go. He's got his work cut out for him to try to get back up with a decent finish. Brady Briggs is now being battled by Ryan Hesgard. Ryan Hesgard is on the bottom, looking to try to clear that position. Anthony Burroughs has now got almost a full 1 second lead, so the battle is going to be for 3rd on this final lap. It's going to be between Brady Briggs and Ryan Hesgard for 3rd. Blake Griffith is going to actually be 2nd, and your winner of this race is Anthony Burroughs as he crosses the finish line just now. And it looks like Ryan Hesgard ended up 4th. So our top 5 was Anthony Burroughs, Blake Griffith, Ryan Hesgard, Brady Briggs, and Clay Phillips. Daniel Hallis did make it back up into the 6th position. And we're going to let Anthony Burroughs do his little whoop-de-doos that he's going to do. It looks like 42 ended up getting put up in the wall there. No yellow. Yeah. That's a really good finish between them 3 drivers right there. Anthony Burroughs does his donuts, his victory laps, as I like to call them. He did a really good job at pulling that off there at the end. He fought a good, hard race, but he finally pulled it off there at the end. We're going to do what we can to try to get some interviews in. Hey Anthony, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you did it, bud. You was all over the track, anywhere between 17th and 1st, and you pulled it off there with the last few laps. Tell us about it.
Man, that's such a fun race. I loved coming here. You can run really any line you want and get some speed out of it. It started 2nd. Yeah, I was up and down the entire race, fell down a couple times, just bad pit strategy, but got back up to lead at the right time, and yeah, able to pick up a win here.
Yeah, I watched you most of the race. Of course, everybody else did too. You was really working that truck trying to get through traffic.
Yeah, it's really tough to pass here. So, the advantage I had on tires helped a little bit with passing, but yeah, passing on the bottom is really tough here.
You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Blake, Daniel, Jordan, all those guys I raced with there. Shout out to you for on the broadcast and everyone for putting on this league. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you got you a win. You missed Daytona, but that kind of makes up for it.
Yep.
All right, brother.
See you guys.
All right, let's see who we're gonna pull in next. Blake Griffith, if we can find him. Well, and that should not be there. Blake? I know he's here. Well, there he is. See if I can't move him up some. Hey Blake, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
It'd be a little better if you'd interviewed me a minute ago, but oh well. I feel like I had this race and was in the lead once and spun. Just had too much rear brake in it for the long run. Ended up adjusting that brake bias and I ended up going back to 25th. Worked my way back up to the lead. Was in the lead again, and I was just driving out of my mirror. I mean, Anthony Burrows has beat me so many times. I was driving out of my mirror, watching him, trying to save tires, trying to run my line, still have speed, and I just was driving out of my mirror, let him catch me, got into the wall, ended up going into the pits, repairing my damage, coming back out. Thought on the long run, I know if we'd had a 15-20 lap run, I could have passed those guys. I think I had more long run speed. But I just, on the short run, I just didn't have it. So, congrats to Burrows. Really want to apologize to Daniel Hallis there. I was trying to get everything out of it I could, and I just pushed up a little bit and ended up dooring him and got him into the wall. I really apologize to him, but man, this was a fun race. It's one of my favorite tracks. Well,
yeah, you did kind of push up a little into Daniel, and I'm sure he's not too mad. He knows it's a racing deal. But I'm going to give you a little lesson. Don't look in the mirror.
yeah. Big thanks to Branch too, Ryan Branch. He was trying to spot for me, and he kept saying, "Dude, don't drive out of your mirror. Just drive. This is your race. You got it." And of course, man, it's so hard when you've got somebody that's won that many races and that's beat you that many times. When they're coming, it's hard not to watch. But yeah, I talked to Daniel. Me and him talked about it. I apologized to him. He said it was cool, but man, big shout out to Daniel Hallis. He was great to race with today. Big shout out to Burrows. He was great to race with today, as well as Jordan, Brady. All those guys were fun to race with. This was a great race. I love this track. I just can't wait to get some more of these tracks.
Well, we got a bunch more coming up. Got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, man. All the guys that put on this league, Tater, Ryan Branch, James, Jordan, all those guys that put on the league, Martin for all he does. Big thanks to you for the broadcast. And last but not least, my team, CCR Cross Continent Racing, Gary, all those guys on my team, they do a ton for me. So really appreciate those guys.
10-4. You have a good night there, brother.
Appreciate it, man. You too. Have a good one.
We're going to see if we can't find Ryan Hesgard. Get him in here. Hey, Ryan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, how about that finish, brother?
I was not expecting to finish third, if that's what you're asking.
Well, you was all over the place. You started 17th and you ended up third, so that's 14 changes there. Of course, now it looked to me like you was all the way in the back at one time.
I was all the way in the back more than one time. I was back there probably 3 or 4. I don't remember the very first caution. That was a long time ago, it seems like. I think I got caught up in that early incident, had a little bit of damage, so I had to pit. I had like 45 seconds of repair, so I had to go to the back. And then we had a couple laps of racing, and then I got tagged under yellow in the rear end, which actually slowed my truck up, so I had to burn my first fast repair really early. So I was just kind of being patient, but then when I was realizing my patient rate, I don't want to come across arrogant or nothing, but my patient race pace was faster than a lot of the guys 15th and back. So I was like, man, I gotta get I got to get up here. So I tried to push it, and every time I got up to right around 15th, it seemed like something happened. I'd either have a speeding penalty or I'd miss my pit box, or something crazy would happen.
Yeah, it was a crazy race with as many cautions that we have, but I believe that has to do with the fast repairs. But I like it. I enjoy it because it keeps the field strong. What do you think about it?
I have a couple of ideas that we could with the spread of the field, rating wise, a lot of the guys that are at the lower rating just may not know how to race patient. They might have an A license just because they just simply ran around in the back and didn't race. Where a lot of the top 10 guys here, they're here to race. So when they're racing those guys that don't know how, that's when incidents occur. So I mean, we could. I'm gonna forward my thoughts to James and Tater on this, but I think we should have some sort of penalty that forces guys to. They have to race clean, or they won't race at all. I think that would be a huge improvement. I think it would take maybe 2 weeks before guys got the hint, and then you're going to see a lot better quality racing, a lot more patience early. I think that would be a huge improvement, but that's my 2 cents on that ordeal. I'll go into detail more with James and all that, but yeah, just my 2 cents.
Yeah, well, that is probably something we do need to discuss with the league. But the splits are different. They're shorter, and you got to go fast or go home. We haven't quite finished getting the 20 car fields yet, but we're really getting close to having that 40 field. So yeah. We may want to work on that. But you got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to congratulate Anthony Burrows. He's off to a strong season. Looks like once again we'll be getting our butts kicked. So, shout out to my teammates. Jordan is one of my very good friends. I race with him all the time. I enjoy being around him. He's a great guy. I did miss a lot of these guys. That's why I wanted to get back in here. Thanks to James Pandoff for making this even possible. Tater, I know he's been a huge support in helping DRL grow. Ryan Branch for taking over the Winter League. Martin Wenzel, he's a big part of it. And of course yourself for doing these broadcasts. It makes it it makes it seem almost official. It's reassuring, and it's nice to be a part of something.
Well, I enjoy putting on the broadcasts, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When Anthony loses a championship by 1 point, he's hungry, right?
He's hungry. That's right.
All right, we're going to see if we can't grab one more driver.
I'm going to throw my, I'm going to give it all I got this season. I don't want to jump in here and prove I'm fast, but I think a second place in the split and a third place in the very first race I ran, I think that says a lot about how this season could go for me. I know there's a lot of fast guys in here that are significantly better at a lot of tracks that I'm not so good at, so hopefully I can get with my team and we can practice where we're struggling. Maybe we can have a shot to compete with Burrows.
10-4, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's see, who we going to pull in next? We got to get Brady Briggs if he's around. If I can find Brady, I'd really like to get an interview with him. And there he is. Let me grab a hold of him. Hey Brady, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you there, David.
How about that top 4 finish, brother?
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there to get that. It was too bad that I spun out there in second. ended up in the back, and then I stayed out when everybody pitted there, so I was behind on tires. So I was lucky enough to salvage a fourth, but it would have been nice to have tires to run with Anthony there at the end.
Yeah, you did really good. I mean, you started 5th, you finished 4th. You actually ended up finishing 4th in the Daytona race. You know, we called you as the winner, but so that's 2 top 4s. You know, that's consistency.
Yeah, you know, that's for sure. Consistency's good, but you know, I'm really looking for wins. So hopefully here I can get some luck on my side, and we can make it up to that first place finish.
Well, you just keep working on it. You'll get there. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, all the DRL guys. You know, it was fun racing up there with Blake and the boys. Parents for watching, fiance. You know, James Pandoff for throwing this together, Tater as well. Fun league to be a part of.
That's good 10-4 right there. I enjoy running the league when I run it, but you hang in there, you'll get you a win.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm hoping to.
All right, brother. You have a good night.
You too now.
We're going to pull in a surprise guest if he's still there. Adam Chapman, you got me? And it looks like he's AFK. And well, I guess we're going to conclude tonight with fun race. It was really a fun race. We did have 16 cautions for 80 laps, 12 lead changes. Anthony Burroughs did come out to be your winner. Blake Griffith was second, and Ryan Hesgard was third. Pretty good race, I thought. So, yeah, it is what it is. They are going to probably do a little bit of work with cutting these yellows down. But all in all, it was a really good race. Got to give a shout out to my sponsors. Almost forgot who they were. Oculus. Oculus is a sponsor of my network, and don't just play a game, get inside of the game. And NVIDIA for the best in graphics quality for your computers. Go NVIDIA. And again, if you would like to sponsor any of these races, get in touch with James Pandolf. You can have your logos and sponsors identified here on ORN Network. We would love to get some sponsorship for these races. ORN is actually sponsoring the league, and we'll go into a later detail with that later on for the championship of this winter series. But we look forward to running the next race, and I'm not exactly sure. I probably should have did a little bit more homework what our next race is, but it will definitely be aired at 7:30 for the A split and 9:30 for the main event. Come back and see us next Tuesday night at 7:30, and have a good night. God bless.